For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of sound mind, of self-control. So I believe this is not something from God. I believe this is not something God created me with. How are you, beautiful people? Mko aje, mko poa? Welcome to the Lift Up Talk Show with Justina. This is a show where we lift your mental health, your emotions. We share our past experiences, how we went through them and how we overcame them. We lift your self-esteem. I talk to you about vitu mingi sana. They help you. In short, it's about lifting you up. So welcome. And if you new in this channel, please feel much welcomed, and make sure that you subscribe and like, comment, and you can also share it to your friends. Na wale watu wangu tumekuwa hapa, asanteni sana for your continued support. Na wapenda sana. Thank you so much. So welcome to another episode of Lift Up Talk Show with Justina. And to brief you about my last video, I was talking about how I grew up without a father figure, and I shared a little bit about the spirit of inheritance, about generational curses. Yes. So, kama uja watch your video, please consider watching it. It has a lot of encouragement, a lot of myself, what I went through. And today, it is a continuation of that video, but I'll do it a little differently, because I'm still talking about how I grew up without a father figure, how it affected my future life or my current life now, and how it changed me. But now, today, I'm talking about it in a different perspective, because I told you when I don't want to talk much about that video, because iko pale, you can go back there and watch it, but nitaguzia kidogo ndo tuweze kuendelea with the topic of today. So I told you, as I was growing up, my dad could beat me, could isolate me from going to play with friends. So there is this thing, last time nilitaja vitu zenye hiyo kitu vile ilini affect, nikasema it affected my social life, it affected alinivukishia that spirit of anger, but I didn't mention one thing, and that is ni kitu major sana, but siku mention because I wanted it to be a topic by itself. So it affected me in a way that it brought into my life a spirit of fear. Aliniput kwa spirit of fear. And I told you, remember I told you that I am not blaming my father for raising me the way he did, because I actually believe that God manifests himself in so many ways, and I believe that was one way of God manifesting him into my life, because right now I have a story to tell, and he helped me also become an independent woman and have a story to tell people what I went through, how it affected my life, and how I have been able to change it. So today I am talking about the spirit of fear. The spirit of fear, because me, I believe I was not born with this spirit of fear, because even the Bible says in 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of sound mind, of self-control. So I believe this is not something from God. I believe this is not something God created me with, because Mungu tujua even before we are born, hata kabla we are conceived, he knows us, and I believe he did not bring me to this world to give me a spirit of fear, because God does not give us the spirit of fear. So I believe that thing iliingia kwangu when I was being raised, and I believe vile iliingia It's because when my dad was raising me up, he could not allow me go play with my friends. He could not allow me socialize with other people. He could always beat me up. And now nikaona sasa, that is where the spirit of fear iliingia ndani yangu. Um, Spirit of fear, as I've said, God has not given us the spirit of fear. You know, as for me, even if I'm saying that it came to me through my father, kwako wewe, you may be going through the spirit of fear. Unaweza kuwa unapitia fear kwa life yako, but inaweza kuwa ilikuja kwa life yako in a different way. So there are ways that we can kuna zile njia tunaweza pata hiyo spirit of fear. Like for me, what can I say? Maybe it's because of the childhood trauma or experiences. Yes, that he used to be, I would say that my dad could beat me, hangenikubali niongee na watu, and that put me into fear and feel like I should not socialize with people. Hey, nikiongea na watu, my dad will beat me up. And now hiyo kitu ikaendelea kugrow na affect other stages of my life. So that is one thing, or that is one way that you can do it. Unaweza, yani hiyo fear inaweza kuingia. That is one way. Another way, any traumas, as I've said, zile traumas umepitia kwa life. Because for example, you know, we are spirit. This mwili, it's just the house that our spirit uses to live in. So ndio kitu ikuingie, kuna ile kitu ingine utakuwa umepitia. Because for example, tuseme uumwe na dogi, you know, utaishi ukiona dogi ingine, hata kama huwa humani, kuna ile mentality ama phobia ya dogi, kunishaiumwa na dogi, hata yeye inaweza niuma. So you live with that thing in your life, believing that dogi humana zote. So hiyo fear inawekwa ndani yako kupitia zile traumas umepitia kwa life, ama experiences ama incidents zenye uoka kwa life yako, zinaweza kuput into fear juu ya vile umeishi na hiyo phobia, ikitu happen hivi, so inakuweka under fear. Another thing ni responses za fear. Let's say for example, you did something risky, ukapitia kitu ngumu, and you shared it with your friends or family, and the way they responded to it, wakakuweka ile fear. So next time you'll not be able to do that thing again, because tuseme ni, what example can I give? Tuseme tu ulifanya risk yote kwa life na I could make ulifail, yes, but kwa roho yako you thought maybe next time I can do it. But the way ulienda kuexplain kwa mabeshte zako ama your parents, and the way they responded, wakakwambia hey, mbona unafanya hivyo, you know you can't do this, you know this, wakakudiscourage. So the response that they give to you it's a determine kama watakuput into faith ama watakuweka fear ndani yako. Because if they react negatively, of course utakuwa na fear, utasema hey, next time I can't do this because last time I did it and it failed, and these people told me I can't do it. Of course I can't do it. So unaona unaekwa fear. Hata kama next time ulikuwa ufanya na ifaulu, ushaekwa ile spirit of fear. So next time you'll not be able to do it. That is the second thing. Another thing ni genetic factors. Genetic factors ni iyo kitu. Example, mimi sasa, let me give I love giving example with myself because I don't want to put blame on other people. So let's say kama mimi, I've grown up with the spirit of fear. Let's say now I did not realize it, because right now, because I'm sitting here telling you about that, it's because I realized it and I overcame it. You see, that's why I'm sitting here telling you about it. But now, assuming that bado naishi na hiyo kitu ndani yangu, I did not see anything bad with it. I did not take action ya kuchange hiyo kitu. So niishi na hiyo fear. You see, my children or my grandchildren, one of them or two of them or all of them might inherit that thing from me. Genetic factor, that thing it's from genes, yani ni genes za familia. Hiyo kitu hata ndio unasikia watu wakisema anakaa kama mamake. Hata mamake alikuwa anapenda kulia hivyo tu. Hata mamake alikuwa anapenda kusiju kufanya nini. So si kupenda, it's because that thing iko kwetu. So you'll find out that mimi tuseme I have that spirit of fear. If I don't do anything about it, itafukia watoto wangu ama watoto wa watoto wangu. So genetic factors. Now you may find out maybe hata vile nafikiria it's because my dad could isolate me, my dad could beat me up, my dad could do this and that. That's why I had the spirit of fear. Unaweza pata hata si hivyo. You may find out that kwa bloodline yetu ama kwa family tree yetu kuna mtu shosho yangu ama shosho wa shosho yangu ama those ancestors, kuna mtu alikuwa na that spirit of fear. Ama upate hata huyo babangu ndani yake, he lives with that spirit of fear. You know, spirit of fear, it happens ama inaonekana physically, it can be seen or it cannot be seen. It can only be felt. It can only be felt inside an individual. Tu sasa mimi naweza kuwa hapa nikiketi nikisema I have been struggling with the spirit of fear, and my friends could be out there saying ule tina tunajua vile anakuanga na confident ule tina. You know, it's si lazima uone that spirit of fear. Sometimes it just ni mimi tu naweza I feel ndani yangu I have fear. Ndani yangu there are things that I cannot do. You see? So it's si lazima uone. So maybe my dad, because ni mtu anaonekana ni yeye kusema nini, people may think ule hawezi kuwa na fear, but deep inside him he could be going through that spirit of fear. So unaweza pata I also inherited it from him, thinking that it's the way he raised me or it's the way he used to treat me. That's why I got that spirit of fear, but upate ni yeye ako nayo ndani yake, because most of the time you'll find out hata watu wenye fall into depression, by the way, saa zingine unapatanga they have not shared their story, because unaweza pata mtu ndani yake anaumia, anapitia mambo mengi, but hawezi share yani akwela na kiondene akwela kinzo kiondene, like hawezi ambia mtu yeyote. So uko like sasa nikiambia watu watafikiria nini, hawatanielewa. You still have that fear of sharing or telling people that you have spirit of fear. So what was I saying before I get into that? I was on my third point of how you can get that all your spirit of fear vile inaweza kuingia ndani yako. The first thing I said, it's past incidences, past traumas, or anything that happened to your life hapo kitambo ukiwa mtoto mdogo, inaweza kuput into fear. Because example watu wenye uripiwa kwa watoto wadogo, maybe unasikia mtoto msichana ameripiwa na anko yake ama ameripiwa na mtu yeyote tu, that now hiyo kufanywa kitendo chenye utaki, it put you into fear in a way that yani utaishi na hiyo kitu hata ukigrow up. Tuseme hata upewe hizo madawa, like you're being you get taken care of, that you won't get pregnant, you won't get HIV, still hiyo kitu itakuwa ndani yako na itakuweka in fear, and you will live with it hadi ukikuwa mtu mzima, hata ukiolewa. So past incidences and traumas. Second, I said the responses that you get from others about your fears. And now I said genetic factors. So the fourth one is long-term stress. Tuseme umeishi na stress for long, kuna situation ulipitia imekuput into stress, hiyo bado inaweza kuput into fear. So those are some of the ways that fear can get into you. And remember, huyo ni shetani anakutumia ndio akuweke fear ndani yako, because as I said in 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7, God has not given us the spirit of fear. So huyo si God. Obviously this is evil. That's why I'm calling it the spirit of fear. I'm not just calling it fear. It's the spirit of fear. So hii fear yenye tumesema inaweza ingia ndani yetu, how does it manifest itself? How does it manifest? Inajionanisha aje? Unaweza jua unajua most of us live in fear without knowing. We just think ni our personalities, tunafikiria ni vile tumeumbwa, tunafikiria ni vile tumelelewa, tunafikiria ni life tu iko hivyo, but you may be going through the spirit of fear and not know. So there are ways that the spirit of fear manifests itself. Unaweza ona symptoms, signs or symptoms, whatever. Unaweza ona zipi ujue, so I'm also going through spirit of fear. So spirit of fear inaweza kuput into doubt. When the spirit of fear put in kwa doubt, it makes you feel unloved, makes you feel unwanted. You just, everything, insecurities, everything yenye happen, una feel hapa sitakikani, huyu mtu anipendi. Hata kwa ukiwa kwa familia, you might feel like your parents, they don't want you around them. Your parents wanapenda watoto wengine kuniliko. You just feel unloved, you feel insecure, you feel no one wants you. You have that fear. So even in church, even God, you start even doubting God and feel like God doesn't love you. Tuseme umepitia jambo fulani, you have failed in something, and you now start feeling like, God, mbona umeniachanisha? God, why are you doing this to me? You even start doubting God. You start doubting God, you start doubting your friends, you start doubting your family. Everything you do, fear put you kwa doubt, na kuweka doubt kila mahali. Another thing is fear inakuweka it creates obstacles. Yani inaleta vizuizi kila mahali. In everything you try to do, unapata you have fear, you can't do it. Juu imekuwekea barrier. Kuna barrier fulani imekuwekea. Example, if you want to start up a business, you can't do it because you have that fear of, what if I start a business and it doesn't pick up? What if I do this and hakuna watu watakuja kununua? You see, inakuwekea obstacles kwa life yako. Unakuwa, you cannot focus, you cannot move on, you cannot do anything freely. You just uko prison, you're just there. It puts you into bondage. You can't do anything successful. It can't let you focus in your life because there is nothing that you'll ever do. Another thing, you have fear. You have fear of being around people, being kwa gatherings. You just feel like attacked. Hata ukienda kwa watu una feel attacked. You're like, gosh, sasa, does these people really want me around them? Sijui I'm not supposed to be here. Sijui ona vile wananiangalia. Sijui sasa, yani you have doubts. Uko na doubts zako kivyako. You always doubting yourself. Sijui kama unanielewa, but fear, the spirit of fear can do a lot of things kwa maisha yako, na uwezi move on, uwezi fanya chochote. Like, tuseme umeketi mbele ya watu, hata unashindwa kuongea na watu. You have fear, koro yako tu uko na uoga tu. Sasa hao watu, you just feel like attacked. Like you can't, like how I told you that maybe my social life was affected. Yani singekaa na watu, sisemi sahi because right now I'm a different person. Singekaa na watu, ningeenda kwa tuseme kwa harusi. You are there, you have friends there, they're trying to talk to you, but deep inside me I used to feel, these people sasa, surely do they want me around them? Wakiongea kitu, I start feeling attacked. That loneliness, actually another thing that fear does to you, my friend, loneliness. Itakuweka, you will feel lonely. You don't want to be in a relationship. You don't want to be around people. You just want to isolate yourself because you feel like no one wants you, no one loves you. You have insecurities. No one loves you. Yeah. So you find out that most of the time you are alone. You just want to be alone. That thing actually used to happen in my life, and I used to feel like I'm supposed to be alone. As much as I want to have friends around me, as much as I want to be in a relationship, 1 minute tutakuwa na mtu hapo, we are so happy. The next minute I just want to be alone. I feel like this man is huyu mtu tunasumbuana na, he doesn't love me, he doesn't need me, he's just here to use me. Yani you just You just want to be alone. That's what fear does to people. And kuna watu wengi sana, they are going through the spirit of fear, but they do not know. They just think, kama mimi sasa hiyo wakati before ni realize this, I used to think, ni sijui hata nilikuwa nafikiria nini by the juu. I could be in a relationship one minute, the next minute I do not want to be there because I just feel like no one loves me. This person just want to take me for granted. This person just, you lose so much opportunities because of fear. You have self-doubt, you doubt others, you feel unwanted, you feel like no one loves you. So fear can do a lot of things. It also put you to fear in you unaogopa, even in kwa life vitu zingine za maisha, you feel unaogopa outcome. Like vivyo nimekwambia mambo ya biashara, you fear losing a job, you're afraid of losing a job. I mean, you're afraid of starting up a business, because you're like, sasa nikianzisha biashara nini ita happen next? What if hakuna watu watakuja kununua? What if hizo what if hizo, that is fear. That is fear that is killing you deep inside, because you cannot, God, I'll keep repeating this verse because it is the verse that talks about the spirit of fear in the Bible. God has given us the spirit of power. When you're given the spirit of power, it means then you can do anything. Ukiwa na hiyo power unaweza anzisha biashara. Hata ukilose biashara, you will always have faith in God that utapata ingine. Hata ukiingia kwa relationship, you will have faith that this is God that has given me this man, that has given me this woman, and we are going to make out something good. So you will have that power. You will have love. Utapenda wengine, utajipenda, hautakuwa unajidoubt. So when you start having fear of starting up a business, losing a job, or fearing the outcomes zenye zinaweza tokea in a certain situation, you should know that you have a spirit of fear. So you should, all these things, if you're going through hizo zote nimelist, that is how fear manifests itself. That is some of them that I myself know. That is some of them that how I myself nimepitia. And mi sipendi kuongea vitu ambazo sijapitia because I do not know the truth about them, but I am talking out of personal experience. That's why I told you that Lift Up Talk Show, we are here to share our emotions, to share our life challenges, to share our life experiences and how we overcame them, so that and how we overcame them and became a better person, so better people, ama watu better kuliko wenye tulikuwa before, so that kama kuna mtu mwingine going through the same thing, anaweza sikia hii kitu pia imsaidie. So those are some of hizo vitu zote nimetaja hapo. Hakuna kitu yenye sijapitia. I've told you about how I used to have insecurities, how I used to feel unloved, I used to feel disrespected, attacked, lonely. You see, all those things. And nimekwambia fear, ita create obstacle, ita create barrier. You cannot focus, you cannot move on. Yeah. So those are some of the things that those are some of the ways that fear inajimanifest kwa life yetu, and their effect nimetajanisha vile inajimanifest pamoja na vile ina affect life yetu. Because of course it affects your life, because you will find out that huwezi anzisha biashara, you have self doubt, umekuweka kwa prison, you cannot move on, you cannot face battles. Kitu kihappen hivi tu, kitu kidogo ushakuwa discouraged, you can't do it anymore, you feel like you've given up. It keeps you from overcoming battles. Zile battles zinakuja kwa life yako, unapata you cannot fight them because you have that fear in you that I failed it last time, then maybe I'm going to fail next time. So we need to overcome this spirit of fear so that we can move on with our life. We can be able to be in long-term relationships and marriages. Most people lose their relationship because they have fear, like the outcome. You do not want, hata kuna watu sema, I want to be single in my life. I want to be single forever. Why? Because you have that fear of getting into a relationship, because you feel like you have fear of the outcome. Uko like, sasa nikianzisha hii relationship kutatokea nini? What if huyu mtu ani heartbreak kama yule mwingine? What if ani cheat kama yule mwingine? What if you uko na hiyo fear hadi inakufanya huwezi olewa because you una trust na partner yako. You feel like you are making a mistake. It put you in a prison. In a prison you cannot focus with your life. Hiyo ndio inaitwa spirit of fear. So we have seen how fear gets into us. We have seen how it manifests itself. We have seen its causes. We have seen its effects into our lives. Now, how can we overcome this spirit of fear? How did I myself overcome this spirit of fear? First thing, you have to conquer that fear. Yes, you have to get over it. You have to conquer it. I told you that when you want to overcome something, anything that you want to overcome, you first have to realize it, then make a conscious decision of changing that thing. Because for you to change a mistake, you must first accept that mistake. So first you have to realize that you have that spirit of fear. Then you make a conscious decision of changing it. Then when you make that decision, now you'll be able to conquer it. When you conquer it, now you will be able to choose faith over fear. Because faith is the opposite of fear. Because when you have fear, you have faith in nothing. You always think of negative result. You always think of losing. You always think of anything negative that comes in life. You think people do not love you. You think you cannot be in a relationship because no one loves you. You have your own insecurities. You think you cannot start up a job. But when you conquer fear and overcome it and choose faith over fear, you will be able to start up a business. You will be able to do a lot of things in life now because you will have power. For I have said that God gave us the spirit of power, self-control and love. You utakuwa sasa na ile upendo. Sasa you have power that anything you do itakamkuwa na matokeo mazuri. But when you have fear, it put you in prison, put you in doubt, put you in insecurities, put you feel unwanted. ina kuondolea mambo yote mazuri. So I have said, if you want to overcome the spirit of fear, you first need to realize that you have it. So how are you going to realize this? You're going to listen to the points that I've started with, explaining how fear manifests itself into our lives. And when you ukisikiza hizo mambo zote na uone you are going through those things, utajua you have that spirit of fear. First, hiyo ni ku realize that you have the spirit of fear. Then after you realize it, you will make your own decision. Isi ile ya kuforcewa ni wewe mwenyewe useme, hey, so nimekuwa nikiishi na fear, I have to change this, I have to overcome it, I have to conquer it. Now you see, when you say that, you are proclaiming it from your mouth, from your heart, meaning you now have faith that you can do better. When you have faith that you can do better, it means now that you have chosen faith over fear. Simple. Hivyo tu. Then pray for that thing to get out of you. Omba sasa, be delivered. You pray that spirit comes out of you, that God takes away that spirit of fear. Because you'll find out even most pregnant women, Shetani amewaweka that spirit of fear, and they now start thinking, oh my God, what if I lose this pregnancy? Oh my God, what if I do not make it in the labor room? What if this child grow up afike mahali and he dies? What if, you see, hizo mambo zote, mawotive zote Shetani anakuwekea, he's putting a spirit of fear inside you so that there is nothing you can focus on, so that there is nothing you can, hakuna kitu unaweza fikiria unaweza fanya ufaulu. So you have to overcome that. You have to, unafaa ushinde Shetani, you overcome that. So conquer it, choose fear over faith, and pray about it. So that is all for today. I told you kuna vile fear inaweza ingia ndani yako, unaweza inherit through traumas, different incidences in our lives. And yeah, so this you might feel like you are losing it, but I hope this video helps you. That is why I chose this show iitwe Lift Up Talk Show. So please listen to the full video, usisikize ukiwa unarukaruka, because you might skip some important notes. So listen to it, because watu judge watu sana. Watu wanaweza kuwa na kujudge, wanasema yule akwangi confident, he or she is always discouraged, ananga courage yeye ako hivyo, but they do not know that there is that spirit ndani yako kenye kina kuongoza. But I hope this video itakusaidia, you'll be able to change and you'll be able to prove them wrong. So this is Lift Up Talk Show with me. I'm Justina. I hope itakusaidia. I told you I first chose to be sharing with you my own life experiences, my own stories, vile zile nimepitia na vile nimekuwa able to overcome them, so that I can help you live something kwa life yako, maybe mental health, maybe any life situation in life yako. Then from there I'll start inviting guests wenye pia watakuwa wanatuambia life experiences zao. So I saw that it is best if I start with my own stories first, because I might start bringing in guests watuongeleshe, and now you might start asking yourself, na yeye kuna kitu. You see, I don't to say that, but that is it. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for subscribing. Please make sure that you share this story with your friends. Share to them, and like. And I told you, if you have any question, watu wengi sana, you are asking me questions in my inbox or DMs. Please, you can do it here on this channel. We can interact in the comment section. I'm waiting for your questions, for your comments, and thank you so much for anyone that is helping me become a better version of myself, because every day I'm improving because of you people. I love you. Please make sure that you share. This is Lift Up Talk Show with Justina. Comment, share, like, and subscribe. I love you. Next time I'll come up, next episode I'll be coming up with an interesting topic kama kawaida. So be ready to listen up. I love you guys.